The MiG-25 NATO reporting name Foxbat, like the Tupolev Tu-95 Bear and the Mikoyan-Gurevich MiG-21 Fishbed, became emblematic of the Soviet aviation threat posed to the West and her respective interests globally throughout the latter half of the Cold War. The high-speed, high-altitude interceptor set records from the start and would serve in some quantity with air forces within the Soviet sphere of influence for decades. Want to know more? Hey guys, welcome to our channel Military Planes, where we tell you about warplanes from the currently famous in the air to the most advanced around the world. So stay with us till the end of this video, so you don't miss out on any of this information. But before we proceed, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell symbol so that you don't miss out on any of our wonderful videos in the future. And let's get started. Their most significant actions were during the Iran-Iraq War, with some moderate achievements, and less so during the 1991 Gulf War, when several were destroyed on the ground by coalition forces. Regardless, the MiG-25 was a strong aircraft in every meaning of the term, and it was a lethal design when combined with appropriate facilities and well-trained troops. Despite being designed to compete with the intended North American B-70 Valkyrie jet-powered bomber series, the MiG-25 went down in aviation history as a successful Soviet-era endeavor whose fruits can still be valued today, albeit in restricted service numbers. The MiG-25 performed admirably in countering the Lockheed SR-71 espionage plane and forcing the costly development and eventual manufacture of the McDonnell Douglas F-15 Eagle Air Superiority Series. Eventually, 1,190 MiG-25s of various kinds were built to perform interception, reconnaissance, ELINT, training, and bombing missions. The MiG-25 would never be mistaken for a committed fighter since her fast operational speed, poor out-of-the-cockpit visibility, and rapid usage of fuel prevent her from any long-term aerial battle. In the AA-6 Acrid series, the MiG-25 used some of the largest missiles, 19.5 feet in length, ever equipped to an aircraft, capable of engaging targets up to 50 miles away. Foxbats were thus stationed on both sides of the Soviet Empire, defending its airspace from whatever the West might produce. The weapons race was in full flow, and every advance necessitated a key countermove. Under the development designation of XB-70 Valkyrie, the United States Air Force began work on a long-range supersonic strategic bomber capable of Mach 3+ speeds and altitudes of up to 70,000 feet in the late 1950s. North American Aviation, the designer and developer of the World War II-era war-winning P-51 Mustang fighter, was charged with its creation. The aim behind such an airframe was to provide Soviet air defenses with an untouchable target, outclassing the most advanced interceptors or surface-to-air missile systems at the time, and those tasked with protecting the enormous Soviet airspace. The U.S. Air Force's Strategic Air Command envisioned a fleet of B-70 bombers in its arsenal, giving it a decisive advantage in surveillance and munitions delivery capabilities if the Cold War ever became hot. In response to the XB-70, the Soviets created a counter-program to strengthen its aging and restricted air defense network, a projected Mach 3 capable human interceptor to serve directly with the PVO, the Soviet Air Defense Force. The aircraft's development began in the middle of 1959. The Valkyrie was a huge aircraft that featured 6 afterburning turbojet engines and an amazing streamlined body. However, even before the intended bomber took to the sky, missile technology began to evolve at such a rapid speed that intercontinental ballistic missiles quickly took over the job of proposed high-level fast bombers. When these developments were combined with the Valkyrie program's overall growing costs, the requirement for the North American product became less compelling to American war planners. As a result, the Valkyrie program was put on hold and eventually scrapped in 1961. While the Americans closed the book on their Valkyrie, development of the Soviet Valkyrie killer had advanced far enough that cancellation was not in the cards, and perhaps Soviet authorities understood the impending long-term impact of the upcoming Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird Mach 3 capable strategic reconnaissance jet based on the company's A-12 of 1962. The heat barrier experienced by high-performance aircraft attempting high-speed flight was the most notable of them. The crew considered their alternatives and decided that they would need to combine multiple different building approaches and materials to develop a feasible sustaining airframe. Pilots of the new Mikoyan-Gurevich aircraft, like any aircraft dealing with high-speed, high-altitude flying, would be obliged to wear full-pressure suits, making them appear more like space-bound cosmonauts than normal pilots for their own safety. The proposed interceptor design was given the designation YE-155, and final Soviet approval was granted in February 1962. With the design in place, development and eventually building of the YE-155P1 commenced. The aircraft took to the skies for the first time on September 9, 1964, powered by a pair of massive Mikoyan brand R-15B300 series turbojet engines, delivering 22,500 pounds of torque apiece. Such power, however, came at a cost, since each engine had a service life of only 150 hours. For the intended interception mission, the aircraft received a Smerch-A radar, and armament would be a combination of several air-to-air missiles linked to the strong radar system. The Foxfire radar continued to detect targets up to 62 miles away, while the aircraft's missile arsenal evolved into a hybrid of semi-active and infrared homing R-40R and R-40T series missile systems. Naturally, the purpose of such an aircraft was to get into the air as rapidly as possible, acquire altitude and a race to a threat, detect the incoming adversary and gain the initiative, and eventually engage at a distance, delivering a devastating payload to the target before triggering a response. The YE-155P1 had all of the characteristics of an interceptor. Subsequent in-flight evaluation of the YE-155P1 airframe produced satisfactory findings. While the YE-155 was always intended to be an interception platform, Mikoyan-Gurevich was not blind to its potential as an untouchable, quick reconnaissance platform. Even before the interceptor variant was ready for its first flight, a reconnaissance prototype, the YE-155R1, flew for the first time on March 6, 1964, demonstrating that the airframe has certain multifaceted traits that may suit Soviet air power needs fairly well. The reconnaissance variant included one vertically mounted camera and 4 obliquely mounted cameras along with her forward airframe, while her antennas were located further up the nose assembly. To further drive the apparent success of Soviet ingenuity when it came to the YE-155 prototype, the aircraft was given the codename YE-266 and used as a record-breaking platform, with these records eventually and formally recognized by the Federal Aeronautique Internationale and bringing the Soviet design to the attention of Western observers for the first time. On March 16, 1965, Alexander Fedotov set the first speed record, achieving 2,319.12 km per hour with a 1,000 and 2,000 kilogram payload. In 1967, a speed of 2,982.5 km per hour was achieved without the use of a payload. Fedotov later set another record, reaching 29,977 meters with a 1,000 kilogram cargo and then 35,230 meters with a 1,000 kilogram payload. The latter record, however, resulted in a twin-engine flameout and forcing the pilot to glide his aircraft back down to safety. The YE-266M, powered by a pair of R-15BF-2-300 engines, established a speed record of 123,523.62 feet. By May 1965, Lockheed's A-12 had taken numerous records away from the Mikoyan-Gurevich aircraft. Regardless, the Mikoyan-Gurevich design team received the Lenin Prize achievement for their contributions to the design of the YE-155, YE-266, and its analogs. In fact, the YE-266 record-breaking airframe would prove crucial in the development and eventual production of the upcoming MiG-21 Foxhound series, a 1982 long-range interceptor designed to overcome the performance limitations of the MiG-25 series once it entered service production with Soviet units in the 1970s. And that's it for today, guys. We sincerely hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please click on the like button and share it with your friends and family. If you have any questions or comments, please share them with us in the comment space below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see even more of our incredible videos. You can also check out our other videos that have been specially selected for you. We'll catch up in the next video.